Hello and welcome back to Crypto Saving Experts, where we talk about the latest cryptocurrency news and take a look at the markets so that we all know exactly what is happening. My name is Jess and we do these live streams every single weekday. So if you are new here, please don't forget to like, subscribe and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. There's going to be a huge amount of changes coming in crypto in 2024. So make sure to stay tuned here where we update you and create a big community for those interested in cryptocurrency. Good morning, Rob. Thank you very much for joining us once again. Let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin here and see what's going on. Bitcoin is up slightly. Let's refresh this page and check that this is all recent data. Bitcoin is up to $43,440. 2.63% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum is massively outperforming that, up 8.6% within the last 24 hours and up almost 10% this week, whereas Ethereum is basically at neutral. It hasn't really seen many changes in terms of the weekly change. If we take a look at the price of Bitcoin here, you can see that Bitcoin has had a move to the upside here. If we go to the daily chart, in fact, let's refresh that page again. Let's see what's going on here. It looks like this is slightly out of sync. $42,840 we're seeing here. Let's check that in. Let me message the team and see what's going on there quickly. Let's take a look. Evening, Jason. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. It is... there we go. I'll send a message to the team, see what's going on there. 4-hour chart here. Let's take a look at what's going on with Bitcoin. So we have a level of resistance here. Jason Smith says, what a great way to round out 2024 with a field of green. Exactly. We love to see it. We have a lot of news to discuss today as well, which is nice. If you look down what's going on cryptosavingexpert.com, it's just green, green, green. Chainlink up 16%. We've got SHIB up almost 5%. Biggest gainers of the day, we're looking at Bitcoin SV. We've got BitTorrent, we've got Ethereum proof of work, and we've got Arbitrum there as well. So big movers here. And in terms of biggest losses, they do not outweigh the gainers. The biggest gainers, we've got 51% there at the top. In terms of biggest losers, we're looking at around 10-12% there, but it's still not the end of the world. Let's take a look at what's going on with the price of Bitcoin here, though. We do still have that massive level of resistance at $44,100. And you can see here that we are currently trading and could potentially be coming up to retest this level of resistance once again. Let's take a look at the level of support here. What we have is, if we take a look at these levels here, we draw a line to the upside. You can see we have a level of support here. This comes from back on the 11th of December. We used it again on the 18th of December and 26th here. Maybe we are going to be retesting this, but it looks like we are having a pretty strong bounce right now. What's happening now is everybody's been off for the Christmas period, and over the next couple of days, people are going to be tuning back in again to see what's going on in the markets, and we may get some more volatility and higher trading volumes. So things should be getting exciting once again. Another thing that we should point out here is the Ethereum ETF deadlines are approaching once again. Sorry, the Bitcoin ETF deadlines are approaching once again. So let's see if we can find this table again. So we have Bitcoin ETF breakdown, the decisive December deadline. See, let's see if we can get the table up. This is what we want to be seeing. Full list of Bitcoin ETF applications here. So you can see we've had many different companies applying for spot Bitcoin ETFs over the last couple of months, and we are waiting to see if they can get approved by the SEC. So they are the regulatory body in the US. What we have here is a table. If we zoom in here, you can see. Is it going to let us zoom in? Here we go. Here's the table with all of the filings from different companies and the deadlines by which the SEC have to respond. Now, a lot of people are suspecting that we will see simultaneous acceptance of these spot Bitcoin ETF applications. And the earliest deadline we have, the earliest final deadline we have for these ETFs is on the 10th of January. So that's why there's so much speculation over what could happen in January of 2024. And this really is the date that we have been waiting for. Now, This is for the ARC21 shares Bitcoin ETF refiling. So we are waiting to see what happens there on the 10th of January. All eyes on that. If we do see some kind of rejection there, then we will be hoping to see some sort of changes in March. What we've been seeing is the SEC meeting up with a load of the different companies that have applied for spot Bitcoin ETFs and discussing how these ETFs should work, what model they should be using behind closed doors when it comes to managing the actual underlying assets, the underlying Bitcoin. So we have seen the SEC correspond with these companies and trying to kind of get these filings up to scratch, and all of the companies that have made the ETF applications have been working on their applications and making the correct amendments with the guidance of the SEC. So it is all looking positive. Analysts are expecting we should see ETF approval, but we don't know for sure yet. A lot of people are saying, look, it's too obvious these ETFs are going to be approved. Something's got to go wrong in this. Everybody's saying we're going to go up and we're going to get the ETF approval. But I think I do see them getting accepted. What we see in crypto is when everybody thinks one thing, the opposite happens. And that does happen a lot. But I think in this scenario, the reason everybody thinks we'll get an ETF approval is because we're educated on what's happening here. The SEC have already rejected Bitcoin ETFs before, and they've lost the lawsuit because their reasoning to reject it wasn't correct. So I think the SEC could put themselves in a really sticky position if they reject these filings, and then they end up in more lawsuits, and it is deemed that they shouldn't have rejected them. So I think that's a real thing that the SEC needs to be concerned about here, and I think everybody speculating that spot Bitcoin ETFs will get accepted is an educated guess. It's not just us all having our fingers crossed and hoping for the best. I think we're all expecting these ETFs to be approved because the other option is statistically very unlikely. So hopefully good things will come in January. Now, although we're all being very positive about this, and ETFs can change the space forever, they can create a huge amount of adoption. Retail investors can get involved, institutional investors can get involved, and it means companies like BlackRock, Bitwise, and VanEck could be promoting Bitcoin and marketing Bitcoin. There are some concerns over what the immediate impacts will be on the price of Bitcoin. Now, could this be a buy the rumor, sell the news event? So many people have been trying to front run this opportunity and getting into Bitcoin before the ETFs are actually accepted. It does kind of scream that it could be a buy the rumor, sell the news event. And this is where we all buy the rumor, we all get excited about the potential of this opportunity. And then when the actual thing happens, the actual bullish case comes in, the price of Bitcoin jumps. So that is a possibility. I would be aware of that. I am slightly cautious of this myself. We all know Bitcoin takes the path of most pain. Yes, even if we get accepted, if an ETF gets accepted, it's definitely bullish long term, but the immediate impacts can be different to what we are all expecting. So just be cautious on the 10th of January for the volatility that could arise. And I personally do think if we do see a little bit of a pullback on that ETF acceptance, then that could be a good thing for the markets. The markets have been kind of teetering at this level. They've been moving around at this level, but there's kind of a flaw on how low Bitcoin can go at this point in time because we are days before that 10th of January speculated date. So people are buying the dip at every opportunity. If we get that news announcement and then Bitcoin starts to drop, a lot of people that don't really know much about crypto but have been trying to front run the ETF date will either get liquidated or sell their assets because they just panic sell. So we could see a little bit of a tumble there, or we could see a massive rally. I really do think it will be one way or the other. I don't think we'll stick around the specific price range that we are at the start of the day. It will be a volatile day no matter what on the 10th of January. So prepare for that and just do as much research as possible. Keep your eyes on the charts that day. It's going to be a volatile one. We will be live streaming here on the 10th of January. So make sure to stay tuned for that. Put your reminders on for that day because it will be volatile no matter what. Let's take a look at what's going on in the chat here. Good morning, Monkey Nuts. Good morning, Randy. Thank you very much for tuning in once again. And Web3 Spud is in the live chat. Thank you very much for that stream yesterday. If you did not watch yesterday's stream, we had Web3 Spud here with the CEO or founder of Exceed Me, which is a brilliant project. And make sure to check out that interview that they did yesterday. Good morning, Christian. Thank you very much for tuning in. David Jr. says ADA ADA gang. Big fan of ADA. ADA was the first token that I ever purchased when it comes to crypto. And he says, I think I'm in love with Jess. Amazing. Thanks, David Jr. Good morning, everybody in the chat. Where are all the CSE Plus people? Said Christian. If you are not a member of CSE Plus, make sure to go over to cryptosavingexpert.com and check out the services there. You can make a completely free account and take part in some of our courses. If you have any friends that want to get into crypto but don't really know where to start, we have courses there to help you. Because I remember when I first got into crypto, I felt so out of my depth. I didn't know where to start my research because there's so much information out there on the internet now, but there's just no like structured learning platform that's free. So that's why we made Crypto Saving Expert free, first of all. So you've got all of the Crypto 101 courses where you can learn the basics about crypto, about blockchain, about Bitcoin, about Ethereum, about all the major cryptocurrencies, and kind of create that foundation for your cryptocurrency learnings. So if you have any friends that want to get into cryptocurrencies but don't know where to start, send them over to Crypto Saving Expert. It's free and they can just learn the basics, and then they have that foundation layer then to build on themselves and do the different research in different websites or in different kind of formats. But having that foundation knowledge is really hard to find because you don't know where to start. Let's take a look at what's going on here. Also, if you want to be a member of CSE Plus, you get access to community Discord and you get to join our weekly AMAs with that Martini guy. We had one on Wednesday. We have them every Wednesday. Then we have a longer one on a Thursday every single month where you get to talk with that Martini guy. It's basically like a Zoom call with him where you can ask his questions, his views on the markets, and you can just get to pick his brains, really. So it's a really good opportunity there, and you get part of the Discord. And being part of the community, especially in the bull market, is so important to be able to stay up to date with everything that's going on in the markets. Christian says, fantastic team and fantastic things happening in CSE. Start the new year early and join. You won't regret it. Make 2024 amazing. Well, that's a glowing review. I'll be showing that to the team. Thank you very much for that. Let's see what Web3 also says. For one-to-one calls with Jess and Spud, join CSE Plus. You also get, if you join CSE Premium, you get access to one-to-one calls with the experts at Crypto Saving Experts. So you can jump on a call with us, ask some questions, and we can kind of talk you through how things work if you want more one-to-one training in the cryptocurrency space. Let's take a look at what's going on in the cryptocurrency news now, though, because we have spoke about that for quite a while. Let's see how many likes we've got on today's stream. We've got 10 likes on today's stream. We can do better than that. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. What have we got here in the news today? Solana has flipped Ethereum in Google search interest. So we all know Solana has been on an absolute rally within the last couple of weeks, with tokens on the network performing very well as well. And we've seen much more interest in countries like Spain and the Philippines in Solana than in Ethereum. We've actually seen more people be searching for Solana than Ethereum within the last couple of days, which is absolutely insane to me. Because a lot of people know about crypto, they may know about Bitcoin, they may possibly know about Ethereum, but the rest of it, people just don't seem to pay interest to. But people are searching about Solana right now. So that's pretty interesting. It is a high cap coin at this point in time. I'd be interested to see what people's opinions of this are and why people are choosing to search Solana right now. Solana is trading at $103, up 23% within the last week. Obviously, that is going to create a lot of attention. But I'd like to see what newbies are thinking about Solana. A lot of people come into the markets and want to find Ethereum killers or the next Ethereum. And this may be why people are looking at Solana so much right now. But those within the markets know that this is a really high market cap, $44 billion. And I'd be interested to see the market cap of that in 12 months' time if we get that nice big bull market that we are all waiting for. But let's talk about Ethereum in a little bit more detail today. We've got a couple of articles about Ethereum here and the future of Ethereum. Some people are super bullish about Ethereum in the markets, and some people are just super bearish. And I want to hear your thoughts on that in the live chat. Let me know what you think of Ethereum. Are you an Ethereum holder? Are you bullish on Ethereum? I am pretty bullish on Ethereum personally. I like to look at what's going on in the past markets. I think Ethereum will outperform Bitcoin in this bull market. Right now, I am majorly into Bitcoin because I will be until the Bitcoin halving, and then I will start to diversify a little bit more. But I will be diversifying into Ethereum a lot more within the next couple of months because I think there's a lot of opportunity there. But let's take a look at this. What's been happening for Ethereum? First of all, Donald Trump has sold his Ethereum holdings after accumulating Ethereum via his NFT projects. The former US president appears to be offloading his holdings now, selling Ethereum, selling his Ethereum to others within the markets. We've seen this because Arkham Intelligence has reported this news, saying it looks like he is off selling his Ethereum after creating those NFTs. He's released his third NFT collection in August, and it was reported that Trump earned between $250,000 and $500,000 in crypto, with his portfolio growing significantly since. So that's a huge amount of money there, looking to be offloading that. But let's take a look more at what's going on in Ethereum here. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button so you don't miss the latest cryptocurrency news. What we have here is more conversation about what's happening for Ethereum, and we're talking about Vitalik Buterin's thoughts here. So he is a co-founder of Ethereum, and he wants to make Ethereum proof of stake lighter, and here's how. So the proposed solution will only require 8,192 signatures per slot, even with a single slot finality, and still keep the total number of slashable coins around 1 to 2 million ETH. So the co-founder of Ethereum has proposed a method to simplify the network's proof of stake mechanism to make the consensus implementation lighter and the protocol's future load more predictable. So they're looking to simplify Ethereum's proof of stake, essentially. I'm not going to go into detail about this because I'm not sure everybody loves the technical side of Ethereum. I think that's kind of like a niche interest there. But what we are seeing is he's looking at the future of Ethereum. We've seen a massive change for Ethereum within the last year, and I don't think people are kind of noticing this enough. Ethereum moved from proof of work to proof of stake, and that was a massive shift. And since then, we've seen concerns around the decentralization. We've seen a huge amount of updates being proposed for the network. We are consistently seeing changes proposed changes for Ethereum, and there's a lot of work to be done here. But I think that is really, really positive for the markets. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of the fact that we did change to proof of stake, but we are still seeing improvements for the network. And for a network like this, which needs to be scalable, it needs to be secure, and it needs to be as decentralized as possible, seeing the Ethereum Foundation continue to develop this network is really, really important. And the only way it's going to be able to keep that top spot when it comes to coins that aren't Bitcoin. But let's take a look at the next article here. We're talking a little bit more about what Vitalik Buterin has said about Ethereum. So he's looking at Ethereum, maybe seeing some concerns when it comes to alternative blockchains rising, like Solana, for example, having more searches on the internet than Ethereum within the last couple of weeks. And he's saying, look, we need to have a USP, and we didn't really have one. Ethereum was one of the first kind of decentralized application platforms created, and that was enough. That was enough at the time. Ethereum was kind of the first one that came into the markets, first mover advantage. Ethereum is the next big thing. We can build decentralized applications on this. It is brilliant. But now there are competitors in the markets, and we're looking at a bull market, which will bring a huge amount of retail investors who don't know anything about crypto into the markets. Ethereum needs to have that USP to keep that traction and keep people engaged in what's going on with the network. And Ethereum is saying, look, maybe Ethereum should be more cyberpunk, hailing the social layer as its core USP. So he's raised this issue that Ethereum has no single dominant narrative devolving its original vision. So he's saying, look, Ethereum, yes, it's this decentralized application platform, but we need one thing to kind of keep this pushing, keep this momentum, and keep people excited in the project. And maybe that should be the social layer as its core USP. So interesting point of view here, and I think it is definitely something that should be talked about more. It's an interesting debate there, because you kind of want Ethereum to be seen as this layer, as this platform that decentralized applications can just be built upon. But it does need to have something to grasp for new users that don't know anything about the space. If somebody comes into the crypto space now and they say, yeah, Bitcoin peer-to-peer payment system, and they see all of these other platforms that have that USP and have that drive, Ethereum, they just kind of be like, oh yeah, okay, that's Ethereum. But next one, it needs to have something that's going to grasp interest and allow people to kind of understand the scale of this platform. So I see where he's coming from there. And it's more of kind of like a marketing point of view of how they can push Ethereum and help keep that core spot in the markets when it comes to market caps. But let's take a look now at the next piece of news. We're going to move on from Ethereum now because we've spoken about that quite a lot. Please don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell notification button. We've got 77 people watching the stream right now, and we only have 10 likes over on YouTube. So if you are watching on Twitter, please head over to YouTube, give us a like, subscribe, bell notification button, make sure that's turned on. We do these live streams every single weekday. We are approaching that 10th of January deadline where spot Bitcoin ETFs could change the cryptocurrency space forever. So make sure to tune in on that day. It's going to be a volatile one. It's going to be exciting. So make sure to stay up to date with what's going on in the news right now, because the news is really going to be telling us what way the markets are going to move within the next couple of weeks. It's going to be such an exciting time. We've been waiting for these lives for the 10th of January for months now. So it'll be very, very interesting to see what happens. Make sure to stay tuned. Let's take a look at what else is going on in the markets. MicroStrategy bags 14,620 Bitcoin ahead of a potential ETF approval. So the latest purchase at $42,110 per Bitcoin brings MicroStrategy and its subsidiaries total holdings to 189,150 Bitcoin. Well, I would love to see that balance on my ledger, but what we are seeing here is business intelligence firm MicroStrategy keeps stacking Bitcoin amid growing anticipation of the potential approval of a spot Bitcoin exchange traded fund in the US. So we're seeing them trying to front run this opportunity, but MicroStrategy just dollar cost averaging all the time anyway. I think if we take a look, and let's pull this up quickly, MicroStrategy's Bitcoin purchases chart. Let's see if this pulls it up here. Chart and purchase history. Let's see what we've got here. So you can see the purchase history. Do we have a chart here? We don't have a chart. We can see though that they started purchasing back. I think TradingView actually has a chart. Here we go. This is the one we're looking for. You can see that MicroStrategy have been accumulating Bitcoin over and over again. You can we zoom out on this? I don't think we can. You can see they started accumulating Bitcoin back at what price point was that? Around $10,000. And since then, the price has rallied all the way up. They've been accumulating at $59,339, back down at $37,000, all the way up to $59,000, and then back down again. The lowest purchase from this bear market being at this point here, which was at $17,350. They've just been accumulating and accumulating here. I don't think this purchase is any telltale sign. They're just dollar cost averaging in. I think that's the best strategy here and something that we could all learn from. But let's take a look at what this means. So MicroStrategy have bagged another 14,000 Bitcoin, and their stocks have surged 350% in 2023 off the back of this Bitcoin ETF hype. So lots of excitement coming here, not just in terms of cryptocurrency token values, but the stock prices for cryptocurrency related companies have moved up massively as well. And I think this isn't something to be overlooked. I think we're all looking at Bitcoin and saying this is brilliant. We've seen 150% rise in Bitcoin, and we can all look at Bitcoin and understand that it is seen as a safe investment when it comes to cryptocurrency. But stocks attached, cryptocurrency related stocks, have a little bit more risk, I believe, and that is why they rally more and they dip more. But they have that extra bit of volatility, and I think that's quite exciting. That's what we all like in crypto. Alex Bell says 20 likes and you get a Friday Jess rant. Exactly. If you like today's stream, I'll rant about these Bitcoin ETFs even more. Let's take a look at what's going on. Alex Bell says, morning, hope you've had a good Christmas. I always can forget to mention this on the stream. Please, I hope you all had a lovely Christmas, and I hope you all have a lovely new year. It's going to be a very interesting one. I'm very much looking forward to 2024. Let's take a look at what's going on here. So ARK Invest is selling their remaining GBTC shares and rotates into BITO. So they've been selling their GBTC shares for a while now. They began selling in November with several rounds of reducing their position size, and they entered the month with $16.9 million in sales from its GBTC position. So GBTC is Grayscale's Bitcoin trust. It was basically a trust that just held Bitcoin, and the value of the underlying Bitcoin has been historically much higher than the GBTC stock's value. So there's a discrepancy there between the underlying assets in the trust and the actual value of the trust. And that was seen as a massive opportunity. And ARK did actually take advantage of that opportunity, investing into GBTC when the value of it was much lower than the underlying assets. Now that discrepancy is closed, since Grayscale are trying to transfer the GBTC stock into an ETF. And with that, ARK are looking at it and saying, look, I want to take some profits here. So ARK have taken profits here. They are also looking at their own ETF, which is why they are looking to take money out of GBTC and maybe using that liquidity for their own. So that is an interesting proposition there. Let's see what else is going on in the cryptocurrency news. We've got some miscellaneous articles here, so we'll run through these quickly. Coinbase executives offload over $40 million in shares. So the executives placed a series of sell orders over the festive period. Coin has actually been performing. Coin stock. Let's see how this has been performing. It's up 0.6% today, but in the last year, it's been performing really, really well because Coinbase has been labeled as the custodian for many of the different Bitcoin ETFs. BlackRock and other institutions have named Coinbase as the custodian. So this Bitcoin ETF excitement has caused a rally for Coinbase stock. They may be looking to take profits on that. There's no problem with that at all. I think we need to stop shaming people for taking profits in the cryptocurrency space. What else have we got here? FTX wants to use $16,000 Bitcoin for repayments, and they are looking, basically, they are facing a huge amount of backlash. And any creditors have until the 11th of January 2024 to object to this proposed plan, and they are getting urged to reject this proposed plan. The potential drawdown on FTX valuations compared to current prices is as follows. We're looking at minus 60% on Bitcoin, minus 46% on Ethereum, minus 85% on Solana, and minus 66% on AVAX. So if you did have funds on FTX, make sure to check that article out before the 11th of January and take action if you want to do so. Let's take a look at the next one here. India issues warning to 9 cryptocurrency exchanges. So the warning shot comes from failing to register with the country's regulators. So they are trying to warn them and trying to fix these issues. We've got regulatory concerns all over the globe right now when it comes to crypto. So nothing too new here. We've got Terra wins one summary judgment in the SEC case, but sold unregistered securities. So Terraform Labs scores mixed results in SEC case, securing one summary judgment, while others confirm unregistered securities sales. So more problems there. We've got Coinbase International sets perpetual futures leverage limits to 10x. The company has also set a $90,000 notion limit across all positions. So trying to keep a lid on that. I think that's expected from Coinbase. Coinbase is very much trying to stay regulated, trying to stay on track, doesn't want all this 100x garbage on the platform. They want kind of informed traders to make informed decisions on their platform and kind of stay as the regulated. Well, the regulated, they've faced regulatory concerns, but they're trying to be regulated and trying to be like the best platform out there that doesn't deal with all of that 100x rubbish. Let's see what else is going on here. China initiates crackdown on use of stablecoins in illegal forex trading. So China ups enforcement on stablecoin misuse for illicit forex conversion, with recent prosecutions underlining zero tolerance for violations. So strict things going on there as always. But let's take a look at the price of Bitcoin here and see what's going on. Bitcoin is currently at $42,900 right now. You can see that we could be approaching that level of resistance once again at $44,150. But since it's still the Christmas period, we are seeing a lack of volumes as per usual. If we put the volumes on the chart here, you can see let's try that again. It didn't like that, did it? Volume. Here we go. You can see we have had a slight drop off when it comes to volumes within the last couple of weeks. Days it is expected here in the Christmas period, but when this comes to an end, when we approach next week, then we should expect some excitement, specifically as we are approaching that 10th of January date there, which could be a game changer for cryptocurrency. And honestly, if you are in crypto, you should be looking forward to the 10th of January. That's when we should be hearing about these spot Bitcoin ETFs, and hopefully it's good news. But that's all we really have for today's stream. So I think we should close it off there. But thank you very much for tuning in. As always, I hope you have all had a lovely weekend. The next stream will be in the new year, which is absolutely crazy. So thank you very much to everybody who has tuned in throughout 2023. We've done these live streams every single day, and I've had so much fun doing them. So make sure, if you are new here, to like, subscribe, hit the bell notification button. Stay tuned for 2024. It is going to be a good one. Again, I would just like to say a massive thank you to everybody who has watched these streams in 2023 and helped us grow the channel. I very much appreciate you all tuning in every day. And I hope you have enjoyed them. And I wish everybody a happy new year. But that's all from me today. Thank you very much for watching, and I will see you on Monday. Goodbye.